For this week's assignment, I've decided to analyze Apellis Pharmaceutical and their new drug, Syfovre. Apellis Pharmaceutical is a biotech and pharmaceutical company based in Waltham, Massachusetts. Its goal and vision is to transform treatment for a broad range of debilitating disease by controlling a part of the immune system known as the complement cascade. Its mission is to develop C3 targeting protein therapies for rare diseases. So what are C3 proteins in the complement cascade? Complement factor 3 C3 proteins are central components to the human innate immune system. C3 proteins detect harmful foreign agents and pathogens and alert the immune system to produce complement proteins to fight and remove these harmful foreign threats. The C3 complement cascade is an essential defense mechanism for the fighting of infections. Furthermore, this system aids in cleaning up damaged cells after infection and injuries. Syfovre was approved on February 17, 2023, and is a prescription eye injection designed to treat geographic atrophy, or GA. GA is a late-stage case of dry age-related macular degeneration, AMD. It affects the macula and retina, which impair central vision. While researchers do not fully understand the cause of GA, it is related to the immune system's complement cascade, which produces proteins that attack the retina and macula. The target population for Syfovre is an elderly population at 60 plus. GA affects about 8 million people worldwide and 1 million people in the United States. As stated earlier, Syfovre is an ocular injection which is administered every 25 to 60 days, or 6 or 12 times per year, depending on the patient's severity of GA. Dosage comes in a solution of 150 milligrams per milliliter, and 50 milligrams should be administered per dose. Syfovre is stored at room temperature before administration. At the time of administration, a 29 or 27 gauge luer lock needle are used to draw the solution and inject it into the patient's eyes. Syfovre is the only approved treatment for GA. Due to this monopoly, Apellis commands a high price at $2,190 per injection. This comes at an annual cost of $13,140 or $26,280 for 6 and 12 injections respectively. Phase 1 of clinical trials began on January 28, 2015 and concluded on March 8, 2015. With the primary purpose of safety monitoring, this was a non-randomized, sequential assignment and non-masked or blind study. Outcomes were measured by TEAEs, or Treatment Emergent Adverse Events. This study consisted of 3 treatment groups that administered 4 mg injections, 10 mg injections, and 20 mg injections. Group 1 consisted of 3 participants with a median age of 70 years old. Group 2 also consisted of 3 participants but with a median age of 79, while the Group 3 had 7 participants with a median age of 72. All participants finished the study with the results of 0 TEAE reports throughout the treatment group. This clinical trial was a success and moved on to clinical trial phase 2. Phase 2 of Syfovre's clinical trials began on September 25, 2015 and concluded on July 14, 2017. Its primary purpose was to evaluate safety and efficacy. The study used a randomized, single-group, single-masked design. TEAEs were used to measure safety, while the least square mean change from baseline and square root of geographic atrophy lesion size gauged efficacy. 2 treatment groups and 2 sham procedure or placebo groups were used. Treatment group 1 was administered 15 milligrams per 100 microliters of injection once monthly, while treatment group 2 was administered 15 milligrams per 100 microliter injections at the end of every month. The placebo groups 3 and 4 followed the same schedules respectively. The trial proved significant, with Group 1 demonstrating a 0.26 millimeter and Group 2 showing a 0.28 millimeter size in lesions, compared to the placebo group that had a 0.35 millimeter lesion size. Phase 3 for this study began on August 31st, 2018 and concluded on June 20th, 2022. Again, safety and efficacy were the primary focus. This study design was randomized and used parallel assignment. Quadruple blinding ensured all parties remained unbiased. Once again, TEAEs were used to evaluate safety. Efficacy was evaluated by mean change in GA lesion size. 2 treatment groups were administered 50 milligrams per 100 microliters. Group 1 was administered once a month and Group 2 at the end of the month. 2 control groups received sham injections at the same intervals. Group 1 demonstrated a 1.7344 square millimeter lesion size. Group 2 demonstrated a 1.7563 square millimeter lesion size. Placebo groups demonstrated a pooled 1.964 square millimeter size. The results indicated statistical significance. On May 26, 2022, Apellis Pharmaceuticals submitted their NDA for Syfovre. While a decision was supposed to be made in October of 2022, it was delayed till February of 2023. In order to submit additional data to the FDA, Apellis CEO Cedric Francois stated that this was their decision. After review, the FDA approved Syfovre on February 17, 2023. Shortly after approval and market launch, Syfovre experienced adverse events in Phase 4 trials. Clinicians began reporting cases of retinal occlusive vasculitis, or ROV, and the American Society of Retinal Specialists made this public on July 31, 2023. Upon investigating the FAERS database, I found that 28 reports of adverse events, with 24 cases being serious. Visual impairment ranged from non-serious to serious blindness and infection. Apellis launched an internal investigation into the relationship between ROV and Syfovre. This probe yielded internal variation among needle sizes packaged with Syfovre, between 19 and 18 gauge needles. As of August 22, 2023, the 18 gauge needle has become the standard package size for Syfovre kits. Since then, there have been no adverse events reported since June 27, 2023. While consensus has been met that Apellis has avoided major catastrophe, the implications of post-market surveillance and adverse event reports cannot be overlooked. The results of these events have caused a drop in prescription usage rates for Syfovre from patient treatment regimens. Additionally, there is damage made to the brand's image and reputation that will take time to rebuild. Financial ramifications must not be ignored. Not only has prescription rates dropped or ceased, public valuation in the stock exchange saw steep drops after reports of adverse events. Since the events have been rectified, Apellis has seen valuation increased. However, reports have also indicated that the company has downsized, indicating that this event has had a clear mark on the company.